Okay. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our week 2 of ECAC Apex Legends. We have got quite the roster of schools for you all today. We're starting things off on Storm Point. We're going to do 3 games of Storm Point, and then we're going to switch over to, I believe we're heading back to E District, if I'm not mistaken. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. My name is Louis, if I haven't already introduced myself, or for you chat who haven't noticed me just yet. But here are your teams for tonight. We have Cumberland Apex, UB Esports, Cat Esports, Kaiser University, Muskingum University, GUW Apex, Sage Apex, Apex Legends Red, Oakland City Apex, Moravian Cyberhounds. Very cool name, I might have a little bit of bias later on. PSU Apex, NCW Apex. You also have... if the teams could come back. Oh, there we go. You have UNK Esports. You have Bethany Bison. You've got the Red Hawks from RWU. You've got Op Gold. You have the duo teaming of Semo Apex Onyx and Semo Apex Ruby. CSU Eagles. And finally, to round it off, Thomas Collins. And I think we're gonna get it underway. Let's go ahead and check in on Muskingum right now. They're in a pretty good spot towards that bottom right half of the map. They've got a couple of teams surrounding them. Not too bad of a spot to just get some ground loot going. Want to get some early time. Don't want to get too risky in the plays. They have pretty good positioning right now. They also have a survey beacon to give them some more intel on rotations. A little bit outside of the circle right now, but other than that, Muskingum looking pretty good right now. They, as of our first play day, Muskingum was actually seated in 5th place with a solid 46 points. So good job to them. High hopes coming into this match. You're going to see their lineup of a Watson, a Bangalore, and a...
Harvesters are now available.
Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry, chat. It is the teleporting ball. I don't know why I can't remember. In any case, they're going to gear up. We're going to switch gears right now. Let's go ahead and check up on our middle team. Looking at the CSU Eagles, our 19th seeded team.
This way.
They're currently stuck in this middle area. They have full control of Ring, and they have some pretty nice nearby POIs. They have the Evo caches nearby, and they have some pretty good weapon caches to also work around with as well. They have lots of options if they want to rotate out, they want to try something else, or if they just want to lurk for a little bit. No, don't really have to go anywhere, don't have to do too much. And they're chilling on for right now, rotating towards Seto Station just to get some better positioning. You are having a team of Fuse, you have Newcastle, and you have Pathfinder. Not too much Pathfinder usually nowadays, but it's always a good time to fly in a zipline. Why not? Checking the map once again, we might come into some contact over in the top right half of the map. And we're going to check in with Bethany Bison. That's your 14th seeded team currently. They might get into a little bit of a conflict with Sage Apex right now. They're not careful. I believe they're aware. Both of these teams currently sitting on whites. The players of Sage are currently down a man though. Doesn't matter too much as ISO's able to break a shield. Sage Apex need to be weary of what's to go down. Another down right there from ISO. It's a good start so far. Back up a little bit, gets the blue shield. Gonna gonna hold on and shield right back up. Bethany Bison gonna go for the revive now as they utilize that lifeline drone, try and get them on up. And now both members of Sage are sitting on the board. They have confirmed a kill. So that's very nice, limiting it back down to a 2-on-2 fight. A couple of shots being strayed back and forth. ISO getting good damage right there. Following it up, can't happen. Duke Lord will go down to Shokro. That's the lifeline. Was doing some pretty good work right now. 2-on-1 fight. It's definitely winnable. ISO doesn't have a lot of health, but they do have the Wraith Portal to work with, so they'll be able to back up and potentially get a reset. But no, the portal sends them right back. It's a little bit of an unfortunate situation. He's just bouncing back and forth between the portals. There's a thermite grenade on the floor too, and oh, it might be dangerous territory here. Bethany Bison might catch on and may potentially get aggressive with this. Well, they're gonna be a little bit of resetting, and we'll check back on them in a little bit. I'd like to return now to the middle of the map, where we currently have NCW Apex. That's going to be team number 12 currently. They're currently in a little bit of an engagement with the Eagles of CSU right now. A little bit of a long-range battle. You hear G7 shots, you hear some Nemesis shots, you hear the 30-30 going off and crazy. Apparently, it's just a long game right now. But no team really wants to give up their positions, especially the high ground that the Eagles are able to establish currently. NCW may be fortified, but the high ground belongs to the Eagles. Nice shots going in. That knuckle cluster is going to do some huge damage utility-wise to this defending team of NCW. Careful, low. Getting a little too confident right there. Should be able to pick up the revive with no issue whatsoever, but that's good Evo points right there. And that's definitely going to give them some confidence. They're making them use their resources, waste some time. Definitely gives them that boost in what they need. More knuckle clusters being fired from the Fusey of Sleepster right now. And now this long-range battle, we're just going to leave alone for quite some time. I want to return to our previous fight. It looks like Bethany is going to successfully revive their teammate. However, they have been spotted. Now they need to be careful. It's a 3-on-2 once again as they're able to revive their teammate of Kalo. Now they seem to be actually on the hind heels right now, as we're going to see Musking Gum eliminated early on right now. Duke Lord gets a nice down, utilizing the PK. Now moving on up. Oh, so dangerous, devastating power of the Spitfire. Just like that, they might have respawned their teammate, but we're back to a 2-on-2 scenario once again. There's going to be a little bit of a lurk game. Target spotted once again for Duke Lord. Moves on up, has the Ash in his sights. Utilizing the portal to try and get away, getting some ship damage. But most of it, they're on the hind heels. However, in a turn of events, coming in from the east side, you do have Thomas College that are moving into position to potentially join this fight. We're going to let them be right now. As they're starting to engage, they have taken notice. Whether or not they want to go for these plays is the next question. They'll start to move on in, and Bethany need to be careful. They have successfully recovered their teammate, so that is the worthwhile exchange. Sage still need to be careful as they are naturally down a man. Nice little care package claim right there. Shots being exchanged once again. A down will come on through. And amidst the chaos, Semo is going to be eliminated as well. That's Semo Onyx, to be specific, that have fallen. Now, once again, This 3v2 has suddenly become a 1v2, 1v1, and now all three members of Bethany are down. And Bethany, just like that, will be eliminated by Sage Apex. Very nice stuff for them. Now, returning to the ring side of things, we're going to check in on AWPE Gold, who is in a tough exchange right now. They're currently battling it out with the Red Hawks, going back and forth in the Seto Station POI. You also have two teammates that are on the lurk as well, being UB Esports and UNK Looper Esports, that are in a position to join this fight at any given moment. And UB is going to take the initiative in the beginning, especially with the caustic they're able to set up outside. And got a perfect third party here. The Red Hawks in a tough spot. There's only one man left for them.
A care package has touched down over there.
Not a lot of options here. As now AWP are just gonna reset now, as they have their sights set on UB Esports. They're sitting very pretty on purple shields right now, so they have plenty of free reign over this matchup. They're going to continue to reset, and we'll check on them later. We want to return to our team of Sage Apex, who have caught themselves in another fight currently. They're battling it out against Looper, who have rotated from the previous POI, but now it looks like they're going to start fighting from outside of the storm, especially this zoning from UNK could spell disaster for Sage right now. If they're able to keep them on the hind legs and keep them out of rotation, they might just die very easily to the circle. It is round 2, so it doesn't hurt as much as possible, but it's definitely painful, and you don't want to linger in that ring. Able to narrowly, still caught out from the circle right here. UNK is playing picture-perfect defense, guarding the edge of this ring as much as possible. Lots of chip damage coming on through. Heavy shielding is being incurred. And just like that, Sage Apex will get zoned out by UNK. That's a nice pickup for points and kills right there. Good job to them. They will be eliminated, Sage Esports. Now, headed to the right side of the map where we left off. Thomas College seemed to be in an incursion with the Eagles that we had previously left alone. Revenant Ult has been activated right now, so they could potentially get aggressive, especially with the Gibraltar on standby. It's that ult. Devastating damage, devastating displacement, along with the rotatability of the Ash. They're incurring a lot of damage right now, and it looks like Crum Goblin gets behind them, but he's been spotted out, and he's taking heavy damage right now. Thomas College definitely in a tough predicament right now. If Crum Goblin goes down, and he'll be eliminated. The Eagles are in a nice spot right there, able to pick up the revive, utilizing the Newcastle knockdown shield. They're going to play behind this rock. One player will go down. Fortnite Master gets low, but it's not before. He can take down one and fully break another. And it'll be Sleepster who confirms the knockout onto Thomas College. Great teamwork right there. Great use of mechanics. Well done to them. We'll let them recover for a bit. Now let's head back towards the middle of the circle. We have Kaiser University, who are caught between a couple of teams right there. Those teams being Cumberland Apex and the Cyberhounds, who are in very nice positions right now. But coming in from the south is also Cat Esports, so this could get really dangerous really quick for Kaiser, especially given their position. They do have the caustic trap set up to try and give them more of an advantage. And the circle is, as of right now, still in their favor. So this team fight could get messy, especially since Cat has joined the fray. And they have very nice long-range capabilities in the form of that Nemesis. Not a lot of ammo to go off, though. Only has 3 mags worth of Nemesis ammo. Needs to play it carefully. And that might potentially spell for some aggression from these teams. Kaiser currently smoked off to limit their long-range capabilities. And now, checking in on the Cyberhounds, they've caught the rotating team of the Eagles, and now they're being zoned out as well. UB also joining that fight over on the top half as well. But what's this? Off of the aggression, the Cyberhounds have continued to pounce. or excuse me, the Cats continue to pounce, and that'll actually get the Cyberhounds eliminated. That's a really nice turn of fortune for them, while the Eagles are still battling it out with UB at the edge of the ring. And just like that, they'll be eliminated. 2 very rapid eliminations right there, and Cat Esports have spotted the rotating UB. They'll put some pot shots in, they'll try and circle them, zone them out as much as possible. And both teams are extremely far from the circle right now, especially with Kaiser University in the middle, able to put down long-range fire. So UB are trying to look to rotate to a safer position to try and reset from that fight earlier. Cat Esports in a nice spot, but they need circle advantage. And speaking of circle advantage, Cumberland has just that, plus a Kraber in the pocket, and this high ground from Slasher right now. I absolutely love. They have full coverage over the nearby POIs, and especially with this Kraber in hand, it's going to spell disaster if he can land the shots. UB, though, have completely rotated, and I'm not sure if they've been spotted just yet. They need to be careful of the nearby team of UNK, who could definitely put a thorn in their side. More long-range shots coming in from both teams right there, and Cumberland are definitely fighting to keep their positioning. You have UB coming in, and it's a rotate coming in from Cat Esports. They're going to push the advantage onto Cumberland and try and get a fast elimination here. Icy, though, doesn't have much shielding left, has a Phoenix hit to try and get him, put him back in the fight. Gonna see more shots ring on out from Cumberland. Spots out the lone soldier right there behind the boxes. He's gonna move on in. Maple confirms the down. Very nice there. And they're utilizing the teleport to get away. You have a 3-man fight going on, and it's going to rain down hell as the gas from Slasher is gonna make things a lot more hectic. They've only got 1 man up for Kaiser University, and that's Wildwing, who somehow escaped the absolute craze fest. And now back and forth, downs. Cumberland, 1 man up. It's all up to Syken. Just trying to stay alive. Going for his teammates. Utilizing the portals to try and get back. And they might be able to reset here. Cat Esports looking to do the same thing. However, they are down a man. And they're only a 2-man squad now. But Cumberland needs to be careful, as now UNK have caught on to the scenario and are looking to move on in to finally get some eliminations going. We're down to 5 squads and a very small circle. You do have the final member of Kaiser lurking out, trying to secure some last-minute points. That's only Slasher on Cumberland, who needs to try as much as possible, gets a shield swap to keep the survivability a little longer. Might be able to get this revive. He'll get exactly that. And somehow he's able to survive. They'll get a full reset from this, and they'll get the elimination as well. Big kill right there. UNK are now down a man after the initial aggression, and UB have taken the positioning previously established by Cumberland, and that'll be a down from Donut, almost getting a second one, utilizing the caustic gas to put some more chip damage, and just like that, Cumberland, with their so advantageous position, have been eliminated. We're now down to 4 squads. UB in a very comfy position, UNK looking to reset, and Cat Esports are looking to keep alive, along with the lone wolf of Wild Wing from Kaiser.
Target's right in front of me.
It could go anyone's way, especially with the positioning from UB. Cat Esports are definitely going to want to fight with it, especially now that they're able to get the mobile respawn off. And they've been able to recover their teammate. They're back to a full squad. And now the stragglers of UNK, it's all up to Devious to try and collect some kind of pointage. UB need to be careful right now. It could be a disaster if not played correctly. Shots being exchanged from the top half of this rock. Not a lot to be seen. Lots of damage being put down range. by Dragon Reach, there's just so much caustic gas denying any sort of maneuverability from these teams. Now you're gonna have the Newcastle Shield come on up. We've reached the final round. Last 5 seconds, and our teams will have to battle it out.
Eliminate the enemy.
That's UNK and Kaiser, both solo squads. It's a full team of UB versus a full team of Cat Esports. And now with the final ring closing, it can go anybody's way. A snare has connected onto Wild Wing. He's been spotted. Not a lot of shielding to work with, not a lot of healing items, and not options, especially with these multiple Newcastle walls. But on the flank is Cat Esports. We're trying to flank and occupying UB. They could get it down right here. Alexander going in for the kill. Icy will able to confirm the down. Risky does lose his life in the process, but now they're going back and forth. But they're trying to stay alive and avoid as much ring damage as possible. You still have multiple members from multiple squads still up. Icy will fall, and now it's all on Alexander to try and make things happen. You still have Devious from UNK, who's trying to secure these points. But amidst the chaos, the final member of Kaiser is eliminated, and pushing up is Devious, trying to collect some points. He will be unable. And now it's the final 2 teams of Cat Esports and UB. 2-on-2 fight. They need to fight for this top control, or else it might go to a heal game. They're dropping the shields. Trying to... What is the plan here? Oh no, they've down to the circle. He's unable to climb up the rock. And because of high ground, UB are able to take match number 1 in a very surprising fashion.
We have our Apex champions.
What a match we have just witnessed. What a crazy final circle. And I can't believe after all that suspense, it gets closed out by the ring. My, oh my, oh my. Go to your match summary now. UB Esports will be your first place winners of tonight. 15 kills distributed between the 3 of them. Following on the coattails is Cat Esports, sitting at a very nice 11 kills. UNK falling behind with 3 kills. Kaiser getting a 4th place finish with 2. And Cumberland sneaking up in 5th place with 14. Very nice. That'll do it for map number 1. We're going to regroup. We're going to get some legend bands out of the way. We're go get a quick snack, some water, and we'll be back here for map number 2 in just a couple of moments. Stay tuned. All right, and we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Match number 2. Very exciting match number 1. I still can't believe the way it ended. Go now to a little bit of a mental reset. Hopefully the teams have gotten the information that they needed from their previous matchup. And we'll see how they fare against each other. Same teams still in. Remember your previous team. I think we're missing some teams. It's a little questionable, but I'm sure it's fine. We're gonna get underway. And let's check in on our match 1 winners of UB Esports. They had a great game last time. They had good positioning. They had great rotations. They were able to zone out a couple of teams, most notably Sage Apex, who just had a... being able to stay within the parameters of ring. We look to UB now, as they land towards the top right side of the map over by Lightning Rod. They're in a pretty favorable spot for some weaponry. The shotgun bin and the sniper bin are very nice choices. You have the Mastiff, you have the longbow, you have the charge. There's plenty of different options, even the Sentinel. People still use the Sentinel? I still use the Sentinel. And of course, the fan favorite, the Peacekeeper. You wouldn't have Apex without it. So they're going to continue to set up as we tune into what could be an early incursion here on the bottom left side of the map. Go to Cat Esports, your second place team from last game, who was throwing some shots over towards the RWU Redhawks. Believe no. They might be in a bit of trouble.
Are now available.
Cat Esports are definitely on the hunt for some blood. They might look to zone out Hawks right now. They're just not relenting much position. They have a really nice spot here. It cuts off lots of options in terms of rotation capability for the Redhawks right now. Cat Esports, they don't want to press too much because they don't have too much info. But all they know is that they've spotted a team and they can potentially outpace them.
Might be something good there.
Overall, map seems... We're going to check back with our first place team, though. They are beginning to break the silence as they've gotten an incursion with Bethany. And they will actually get a kill right away. Girlocity has lost their life, and UB getting that kill are going to press the advantage. You're seeing the push with the Peacekeeper from Dragon Reach. That's a big down right there to take out Sharok. That's a huge confirm right there. Only one man up for Bethany Bison, and they're going to try and collect their thoughts and rotate. Speaking of rotates, you have Sage Apex coming in from the west side, who might want a piece of what UB is offering. After the quick 2 kills, they're looking for a reset quickly. They're also looking for some information utilizing Jump Tower. See if they can catch anything out. They do have some Evo points. Now, Sage Apex, aware of what's going on. Might get another fight here between UB, and the shots are being exchanged. Arc Snare will find its target onto Duke Lord, and that could be dangerous. It's now multiple grenades, thermites, frags, all alike are being sent their way. They're gonna back on up as they know it's the full team now, and they don't want to play too risky. They're only sitting on whites. They do have the ammunition, they do have the loadout, and they have the utility. But they don't have the positioning. Now they're caught split from each other, as they now have to battle between the high ground. And UB's ability to take these positions without much resistance is going to contribute to their success in these coming matches. As now they have Sage running on their hind heels. They're in a little bit of a chase action right now. Duke Lord has turned around, and he's going to open fire. Missing a couple of shots, but is able to crack a shield, not before getting cracked in return. ISO continuing to move throughout the spider lair. Might catch UB in a trap of sorts. Dragon not opting to charge the shields, which is definitely questionable. The Bamboozle does come out, but it's unsuccessful as Dragon Reach gets another confirmed down, and that'll be Duke Lord who falls. And it's all on ISO for Sage Apex to try and secure some more points. Great job from UB. Then they're continuing their same strength into match 2. We'll move a little bit towards the bottom half of the map as we check in with Thomas College, who have found the last remaining of Bethany. Need to be careful, not many options presented, and that'll be Bethany Bison eliminated from match number 2. And speaking of eliminations, we turn to the middle of the map now as we have a big all-out war going on between PSU currently picking up and down. Cat Esports are also joining the fray right now.
Let's move that way.
As they're able to confirm it down, PSU only one man up, trying to get the reset as quickly as possible. Is able to go for one revive, but here's the footsteps of the remaining Cat players. They need to be careful, as it's a 1v2. Risky, not in a great position, and Cat Esports, after such a top finish last game, will be eliminated, followed by the elimination of both the last remaining member of Sage Apex and the CSU Eagles. 4 teams have now been eliminated. PSU, very nice recovery right there. And they'll be able to stay alive in this matchup. We'll head back to the top half of the map, where there's a little bit of a chase going between Muskingum and Cumberland right now, who are currently on quite the hunt. Lots of long-range shots being rung out. It's only 2 players alive for Muskingum right now, and they need to play very carefully. The ring, though, will find Hyperdash and eliminate the remaining member of the Red Hawks. They will be joining the elimination as well. Muskingum not going to opt in for the fight. They're going to keep on running. However, you do have 3 nearby teams of the Cyberhounds who had a good placing last match. You have Cumberland, who should have been the victors of match number 1. And you also have the nearby team of Thomas College, who are able to find the positioning as of right now.
Target spotted.
Just needs a little more confidence.
Spotted one.
We'll leave them to their own devices as we check in with our previous winners of UB, who have found themselves in yet another battle, this time between NCW. They've already confirmed 2 shield cracks as they look to reset once again. The rolling barrage from the Gibraltar, able to pick up some stun and some shielding. However, not before being exchanged back and forth. That's a big down from Pizza Goblin right there. And that might spell danger for UB, as they have lost the Gibraltar. Gonna try and go for this reset right now. Should be able to get it without much trouble. And they'll be able to reposition utilizing the Ash Ult, but not before Ched goes down again. And now, Dirtiest Donut also is caught in a bad position. Has plenty of heals to keep himself alive, keep himself in this fight. Providing some covering fire is Dragon Reach, who will get a big shield crack right there. And now NCW just trying to play calmly, knowing that they have a down and they have the man advantage, but he gets spotted out. Dio will go down. Les low on health. The caustic grenade, it does huge damage. It allows for the aggression. UB nearly getting an elimination right there.
Target there.
They fall on back. NCW very low on health. They'll look for the reset as they do get 1 revive down to Dio. They'll look for the reset, but now they have the inbound rivals of Thomas College before, incurring a lot of damage. Great shots being laid down by UB, but Ched is still on the ground. Still a two-man squad for UB as of late, and they're currently sandwiched between two teams. The top spot, the previous champion title, is currently in danger. Not for much longer, though, as Ched is going to return to his feet. And another shield crack for Dirtiest Donut. This team is just... the synergy has been doing great, and that's a big down onto Pizza Goblin. That could spell trouble. As Dragon Reach following it up with the Arc Snare through the smoke. That's a huge shield crack. That's a huge down. And NCW will be eliminated, but not before being spotted out by Kaiser University, who are also in a two-man squad situation. They have lost their teammate of Headman. However, they do have this long-range capability. The charge rifle, such a dangerous weapon in the correct hands. Lots of damage being put down at range, and UB need to opt in another reset. We'll check back in on them a little later. As we look to the bottom half of the map, we are going to see AWPE Gold move into a fight between Semo Onyx and UNK, who was a top performer in our last match. Now you see AWPE push the advantage, trying to reclaim the high ground, utilizing the teleports. Void Breach will be successful, and they have infiltrated. They'll need to be careful as the caustic traps are rampant. And any sudden movements could spell disaster for the team. They'll head on up from the rope. One down, going to the side of UNK. Two big downs, utilizing the EVA 8. Salsa picking up a double, looking for a potential third. More caustic traps are being laid down. He finds the third member. Is he able to pick him up? Just narrowly needs to land the last couple of shots, couple of hip fires, and just like that, Salsa, with a massive squad wipe, will be crowned the kill leader and will do the honors of eliminating AWPE, along with Cyberhounds, who have fallen elsewhere. They'll opt in for a reset right now, because that's the best that they can hope for. Meanwhile, we check in with our previous champions. They are still caught between multiple teams right now. They have the issue of Kaiser University and their long-range capabilities, and you still have the prowling team of Muskingum on their hind heels, and they're not in the best of position. But however, it doesn't really matter, because that's a big grenade from Dragon's Reach right there. That's going to press the advantage. Utilizing this phase tear, pushing on in with the Peacekeeper, is able to confirm one down right there. He'll move on up. A couple of bamboozles are being displayed as it's a party, but Muskingum, despite the advantage, are going to be eliminated by UB. And they're in a massive position. As we check in with Kaiser once again, they have reclaimed the banner of their teammate, but they're currently in a dangerous position, as they have PSU locked in their sights, especially with a Kraber in hand and with the high ground. Need to be careful as they try to rotate into the circle. Speaking of rotations, UB need to be careful on their rotation, as they're currently working against the round 3 circle. It's going to start hurting, and it's going to start hurting soon, and not a lot of cover coming up on this POI. You do have a massive indoor arrangement, but other than that, lots of wide open space, and that wide open space is going to be predominant as multiple shots are being incurred by Ched. He's unable to find the cover, and he's backed up against the ring. They'll try and go for the res, as Kaiser are able to try and zone them out as much as possible, fishing for as many points as they can. They've also been noticed by the nearby team of both PSU and Cumberland. They need to be careful as they are caught in the edge of the storm. And this could spell danger for our champions, but that's a big combo with the Arc Snare and the Arc Star that could get some damage. Pushing on in, utilizing the Spitfire, gets a broke, gets a down. That's a big down onto Wild Wing. Dirtiest Donut will get traded off in the turn, and they're looking to collect up on the kill. Getting the res is Ched, who shouldn't have too much of an issue thanks to the rapid revive from the Gibby bubble. And all of a sudden, Kaiser, who was thought to have the upper hand, especially PSU, who was thought to have the upper hand, have been eliminated. By what can only be considered Cumberland Apex.
We should go over there.
They're opting in for their reset right now as the lone wolf of Kaiser. Lions recovers the 2 bandits of the team, but is spotted. Needs to run as fast as possible. Deploys the smoke to try and get away from the bloodthirsty legends of UB Esports. However, their ability to track down and their offensive capabilities, it could spell disaster as it does it in. Kaiser is eliminated. Down to 7 teams as we come into the final few circles once again. Lots of gunfire being exchanged, and Dragon Reach is going to be on the receiving end as he will go down, and that'll spell the advantage for Cumberland as they begin pressing this advantage. Moving on in is Maple, who's getting good shield cracks, some good damage right now. Putting the aggression on a nice flank. Should be able to get the down. Yes, they will. It's only 1 man up for UB. And the champions have been eliminated as Maple becomes the new kill leader with 6 to their name. And they need to rotate back into the fray as we check in on the bottom half of the map. Oakland City currently in a tough fight against UNK, who have very limited options now.
We should conduct a search.
UNK have this high ground. It's spelled disaster for Oakland right now as they don't really have the positioning, and UNK has lots of long-range capability. However, the circle is working against them, and that bunker buster from the Mad Maggie is only going to spell more disaster for them as they are running out of cover and they are running out of options. You have grenades and artillery strikes coming in, and Semo is eliminated as well. Semo Onyx, to be exact. It's on Semo Ruby, along with the rest of our teams here, to try and claim the top spot. UNK, well, they do have the high ground. They have a very tough position to work against. And Devious will need to be revived before they can make any sort of options. Oakland, though, have spotted the rotating team of Thomas College, who are currently in a bit of an excursion with Cumberland. And now they're caught between a rock and a hard place as they have shots coming in from Oakland and they have shots coming in from Cumberland. That's a huge Kraber shot by Slasher right there. Massive damage being put on. And that's more and more pressure being applied as the ring shrinks ever so closer as we move into round number 5. This could spell disaster for these teams. 5 squads left, and we're rapidly approaching the final round. Round 5 ring is closing in. That's going to force UNK out of position. They've lost their high ground and now have to give it to Semo, but that's a huge EMP utilizing the drone. They might be able to push up with that. The crypto drone able to get so much value by destroying all the caustic traps. And now Semo need to be careful as they are caught in the sights of Cumberland. For the advantage is Maple. Gets a nice shot, gets a down on there, but now they're caught in the sights of UNK once again. And now the team of Thomas College also wants to get in on the party. It's a small circle with not a lot of cover and not a lot of options for any of these teams right now. Oakland still trying to take advantage of their long-range capabilities. That G7 Scout can be lethal when used correctly. And now Thomas right below the beat of Cumberland, exchanging blows between the Oakland and Semo, also trying to collect some kind of positioning. Need to be careful as there's caustic traps all over the place, cutting off so many rotations. A member of Thomas College will fall. That'll spell what could be disaster. Once again, we get into a fight. Cumberland is able to rapidly remove Semo from the equation. And that'll be a huge exchange right there as they're able to go for a reset. And that's a big down, or a big shield crack rather, from Maple. Slasher, though, in a tough predicament with the caustic traps. Will go down. Might try and go for a reset as Syken is trying to collect some more damage and try and get away from the danger. You still have this pressure being applied by Thomas College, who are now opting in for a reset of their own. It's the final round, and the ring is closing. And now we have an exterior fight between Oakland and the last two remaining members of UNK, who don't have any sort of cover and have pressed up against the back of the ring. Multiple grenades are flying. Thomas College trying to use the teammate's knockdown shield. They won't be successful, and Cumberland will pick up another name. It's now 3 squads left as another incursion between Oakland and UNK are underway. And just like that, they'll be eliminated. It's down to the final 2 teams of Oakland City Apex and Cumberland Apex. They know they're on their last legs. Full purple up against blues. And just like that, Cumberland will be your match 2 Apex champions. Incredible plays, incredible late game fights. Lots of synergy between these teams. Lots of kills being exchanged. Well done all around. That'll do it for match number 2. More intense than the last, if gotta be honest. We'll head into our next match summary. Cumberland, 20 kills between the 3. Following behind is Oakland, sitting at 2nd place with 4 kills. Behind is UNK with 5. Thomas in 4th with a 1 kill. And Semo Ruby will take 5th place, 2 kills. Match number 2, definitely quite the sight to see, as we'll head on to our final match of Storm Point after a quick break and a quick reset of the legend bands. Don't go away. Hello? Can you hear me? I think we're good. Okay, we're good. Anyway, sorry about that. We are back. Match number 3. Our final match of Storm Point between our teams. We'll see who can take it off, and then we'll go to a bit of a map switch after this one. We now have 2 confirmed winners tonight. That will be UB, your match 1 winners. And why am I blank? It just happened. Cumberland Esports, who are your 2nd match winners. Well done to them. But now, it's a new day, it's a new age, it's a new match. Gonna see how it fares now as we get into match. Maybe not map. I'm so sorry, Chad. I'm not sure what's going on with it. But we'll get on ready. We'll spectate our previous champions of Cumberland right now, who have landed towards the... Get my eyes fixated correctly. They have landed over towards checkpoints. Very nice spot to be. Lots of rooms to explore, lots of loot to grab, and they have a nearby spider lair. So they should be set up for success. Meanwhile, once again, this team, top right of the map, we currently have UB who are looking for blood very early. And what do you know? It's Bethany Bison who are in their sights once again. Pushing the charge is Dragon right now. Fires an arc snare. Don't believe it connected. Have a nice movement right now being displayed. Shots are being exchanged between the 2 teams. Dirtiest Donut gets a very big hit right there. Ched following it up with the kill confirm. Lifeline drone might get able to get the revive in time. Pressing the advantage. That's a pick down. Should be able to collect the next. And just like that, Bethany will be your first team eliminated, courtesy of UB Esports. And my oh my, what a dangerous team to look after. We'll head now to the bottom left side of the map. Our other hyper-aggressive team, that's Cat Esports, who have caught the Red Hawks once again. It seems to be some vendettas against these 2 teams. Some rapid shots, big shots, utilizing the wingman right there from Alexander. Moving on up is now the final member of the Red Hawks. And they want this elimination bad. Both Risky and Alexander fishing for this final kill. Waltered looking to stay alive for as long as possible. Not too many options though. Needs to turn around to fight and it won't happen. The Red Hawks are your next team on the chopping block as they will join the eliminated circle. Back again though towards the top left side of the map, you have Cumberland and Muskingum back in another excursion, and it looks like Cumberland are the ones on the back foot this time around. Muskingum sitting very nicely on full blue, while Cumberland still have to juggle around with their whites currently.
Optics here. Mid-range.
Too much going on. They'll opt into what seems to be a rotate, but Muskingum doesn't want to let them get away, but they might do exactly that. As now we have an inbound team of Semo Ruby, who might look to join the fight, but never mind. Muskingum are going to continue searching for their previous prey.
Shield battery here.
No, they'll be left to their own devices as they're spotted once again. They do spot Cumberland, who are not in the best of positions as they have to work against this elevated hill, especially with not the best optics for a long-range battle. Many shots are being exchanged at G7 and at 30-30. Very dangerous in the correct hands, but the smoke? This might be a trap that Cumberland was laying for Muskingum. Because now, whilst they are resetting, they're looking for the advance here. Grenades going out. We're seeing the Rolling Thunder being deployed, and that's a huge grenade hit. 2 broken shields on the side of Muskingum. playing around the Gibraltar shield. He's able to get the kill. Able FPS going for the finish right now. Is finally able to get it. Now, the two remaining members of Muskingum. As Cumberland turns the tide very rapidly. We'll check in on them a little bit later. Meanwhile, back to UB. They are getting hyper aggressive as Sage Esports, or excuse me, Sage Apex, have also been spotted by UB and are being zoned out once again as they previously were. Shots being exchanged courtesy of Dragon Reach. And now they're in a tough spot right now as ISO is just looking to rotate.
Enemy spotted.
They're being hunted down between... Oh no, utilizing the Trident! That might be a little bit of drive-by action. As they're moving on in, they get a lot of air right there. Abandoning the Trident now, pushing on in, into the trenches. Big shield crack, big follow-up. And that'll leave Duke Lord as the final member of Sage Apex. He's trying to get away. He's trying to disguise himself as a bamboozle. I don't believe it's going to work for much longer. Oh, what do you know? It does work. Lord will be able to recover his teammate as UB are left speechless. We'll check in on them a little later. But returning back to the bottom left of your map now, Cumberland have found themselves back into the arms of Semo Ruby. Now, huge down onto Novak. Maple just on an absolute tear tonight. Slasher picking up two for himself, going in for the final kill. And Semo Ruby have been eliminated. And nearby is Semo Onyx. If they're looking to push their luck on the bloodthirsty Cumberland Apex, they've got to be careful now. As they begin to reset, we'll move towards the bottom half of the map. We have a three-way engagement between PSU, Cat Esports, and the previous UNK Esports. Where Cat Esports currently not in the best scenario, as it's only Icy that's left in the squad. His teammate of Risky is currently down. PSU, not entirely, they are knowledgeable, as they will finish off Risky. Now they're being engaged by the other team of UNK. Now Icy is able to slip through the mist. He'll look to try and possibly recover his teammates. However, coming in from the north, you do have Kaiser University, who are now aware of the battle that is currently going on. Salsa not able to connect on the shots. And now coming in from behind is Kaiser University. Very dangerous scenario to be in, despite the surprise advantage. Not too many downs have gone down. They're actually, UNK is gonna rotate. However, they're rotating out of the circle. If they're not careful, it could be followed. That's good pressure from Kaiser, despite not getting much value out of the surprise attack. And speaking of surprises, NCW have now welcomely accepted the fight between Kaiser. And that might be a regret, as Pizza Goblin is taken out. Quite a tough fashion. That's now 2 players left for NCW. Cat Esports, amidst the chaos, has been eliminated. Final member did fall, unfortunately. Now have this battle between PSU. They might come on top, and they will. Kaiser will be eliminated by PSU. They'll look for a reset now, but now they have UNK that are extremely close to their position. However, I don't think they're knowledgeable. They kind of walked right past them. They might have to check in with each other later.
Let's go over them.
as the rotating team of NCW just might get caught in a sticky situation as Thomas College are moving in towards the circle, and the Cyberhounds are in a nice spot to deny any rotations, especially with their long-range weapons. Need to be careful now. Grenade goes out. Jordan is aware that a rival squad is nearby. Revive happening as well. As Pizza Goblin is able to return to the fight. Thomas looking for this fight once again on for the rotating UNK, who are now backed against the storm. Not a lot of options. They do have the face tear to try and inch a little bit closer, but they will be met with the loving arms of NCW. If Thomas College is also able to rotate, he might also come into the crosshairs of the Cyberhounds. So now it's a big edge game, as you still have the last member of Oakland also trying to return to safety. We'll check in with UNK once again, as NCW looking to potentially zone out the competition.
Let's transfer to that spot.
Target acquired. There.
Let's go there. 조심하자.
As they establish a forward operating base,
Go over there.
they will leave them to their own devices, and we'll see what comes out of it. PSU, meanwhile, looking for yet another squad confirmed. They'll do just that. The shotguns over on PSU are lethal, and just like that, AWPE Gold will get taken out. Jumping all over the place as Muskingum has re-engaged with the previous Thomas College. Lots of sniper rounds being exchanged by both these teams. Muskingum seem to have the advantage as more grenades will be thrown off into the distance. Need to be wary now. That's a big shot that comes on in. Crumb Goblin will go down, and that'll make the advantage in Muskingum's favor. Pushing on in, utilizing the PK, getting very nice shots, hopping around the console. They will collect the kills, and Thomas College will be eliminated. Great play by Muskingum to zone them out and stay alive. As we return once again, Cumberland now in yet another fight with the last remaining members of Zemo Onyx. 2 kills already confirmed, and it's all on Spoof to try and collect some last-minute points here. Trying to fight for his life, gets a big shield crash, but it's not enough. Zemo Onyx will also meet their demise, and Cumberland are in a nice spot, but they do need to return to the circle as quickly as possible. However, they need to be wary of it because UNK and the Cyberhounds are currently in an engagement, so this could spell a third-party fiasco. Frag grenade runs through the windows, playing ring around the rosy on the windows right now, and it's a PK from Devious, who will remove the Cyberhounds from their enclosed position. But it's not a lot of time for UNK to celebrate, as Muskingum is nearing, and they'll pick up that last final kill on Oakland City to eliminate them. Very unfortunate for our friend trying to rotate back. And UB have spotted their rivals of Cumberland, putting down long-range shots. Muskingum trying to rotate under the gunfire. Need a better advantageous position as they move on in. UNK have successfully reset, but they need to approach back to the zone. Meanwhile, in the top half of the map, NCW are currently in an engagement with PSU, who has been on fire so far during this match. Come on in. They'll get a huge down right there from Daze. He'll get a second, and that's a huge cleanup right there as NCW is eliminated. PSU going on an absolute tear as Daze 6 kills and the title of kill leader. Doing a great job so far. They might just make it to the end of this. We're down to 5 squads remaining, and we're approaching an even smaller and smaller circle. As we check in, UB have made their way back to the starter buildings of Checkpoint, along with Muskingum acquiring advanced weaponry in the form of a triple take. So they need to be careful. And speaking of being careful, Plant incurs heavy damage and needs to try and reset as quickly as possible, as UB might get in an incursion here with PSU, as they're ready to potentially push, utilizing the portals.
I'll be here to meet him.
Got an enemy over
You need to
here.
be careful right now. It could be danger, as you also have Cumberland also deciding on how they want to approach this battle. You still have UNK on the bottom half of the map as well. They're also trying to join in on the fray. And Muskingum caught between all the teams.
Hostile right here.
UB have spotted PSU. And now with this height advantage, it could be treacherous, as they're taking some shots over from Muskingum, who has established quite the stronghold. UB need to play carefully. They're using these rampart shields very well. The Sheila also being deployed to deter any sort of peeking right now. And now, in a change of events, Muskingum have the ring in their favor, as now all the teams will have to converge onto their position. And UNK also able to just narrowly stay within the parameters of the circle. PSU don't know who to fight exactly. They've been bouncing around between both UB and Muskingum, not exactly sure who they wish to collapse on. Especially since you have Cumberland that can very quickly respond to any sort of aggression, giving their position and their long range. More shots coming on in. Cumberland landing some great damage right there to keep the pressure on to both UB and PSU. Now they're making their mark as UB begin to initiate the fight against PSU. Shotgun fire being exchanged in both directions, as they're still moving around the Gibraltar shield. Another member of UB will fall, and it's all on Dirtiest Donut to try and keep UB in this fight. Can't land his shots just yet. Moving around the knockdown shields and the teleporters, catches a full volley of shielding right there. And it's PSU who need to make it happen right now, as this 1v1 could be dangerous. So much purple, so many knockdown shields, but it's gonna go to the way of PSU. And they'll look to reset as quickly as possible, but with the ring here and it being round 5, it's a lot of damage. And yo guys, hardly able to come on back amidst the chaos somehow. Cumberland have been able to almost completely finish off UNK, as it's all up to Devious to try and stay alive for as long as possible. Muskingum have effectively moved them out from their position and have traded with Cumberland. You know, have the stragglers of a resetting PSU and the final member of UNK, who's just narrowly able to sneak this ring. Final round here, as it all comes down to this. Huge down from Maple right there. Gets the confirm. That's one of your PSU members eliminated. Pushing the advantage now is Cumberland, and that'll be the last of PSU as the Kill Leader title swings back towards Maple. Muskingum looking to press the advantage now. They are aware that they just got out of a fight with PSU, and it's now just Devious to wait out the pressure. It's between the last 3-man stacks of Muskingum and Cumberland. We could see back-to-back wins coming in from Cumberland, and they'll use the Nexus to rotate and regain the high ground.
Got company out there.
Absolutely great use of game knowledge and positioning. Plant, though, still has the deadly triple take in hand, is aware that Maple has rotated and needs to be wary, as they do have the advantage in terms of ults as well. The Mad Maggie Wrecking Ball can be dangerous when it comes to offensive capabilities. More long-range shots being exchanged. Could spell disaster here if not played carefully. Muskingum are in a tough spot now, as they are running out of cover.
Over here. Actually, No.
And now bouncing around this slight rock and tree. Just stay alive for as long as possible, but this elevated position from Cumberland is going to spell their demise, and there you go. The Wrecking Ball does get deployed. As they'll move on in. Maple swinging on out, getting lots of shield damage. No cracks just yet. Might be able to confirm the down onto the Gibby, and that's exactly what he'll do. Picking up one, it's now 2 members left alive, and no members left alive for Muskingum. And Devious has made his way to the second place position. What is Cumberland with back-to-back Apex champion titles?
We have our Apex champions.
What a display we just saw. These endgame fights have gone to the wire. Absolute nail biters every time from these teams, but that's what you expect from some of the best collegiate players that we could gather. That'll be map 3 as we head to our match summary. Cumberland Apex with yet another first place finish with 15 kills. UNK coming in second place with 3. Muskingum closely knit behind with 6 kills. PSU, despite a 15 kill game, picking up 4th place. And UB, your original Apex winners, picking up a 5th place finish. We will start in just a few moments. We will go to another set of legend bands. We'll go to a short break, and we'll be back here on a new map when we come back. Stay tuned. And we are back. Hello? There we go. Not sure what's going on. There we go. All right. Anyway, as I was saying, we're back with our match number 4. Cumberland sitting at a very nice double win as of right now. But now we're changing things up as we head on over to our brand new map. Well, not brand new, but we new tonight of World's Edge. We have not seen it yet in this series, so it's a good change of pace. And we're going to see how the map change ends up contributing to the success of our teams. Let's check in with rehost. I believe we might have some technical issues. I do want to point out, however, Cumberland have been doing an absolute fantastic job as of recent. They're able to keep the aggression to a nice pace. They're not too passive, but they don't overextend either, and they're able to collect on kills rather quickly. And they get their resets, and it's honestly just contributed to their success. Once again. Just back-to-back wins, dropping 35 in both matches respectfully. And despite not a 5th place finish during match number 1, that's another 14 kills added on. So just in the 3 games alone, they already have, if I could do math, 49 kills between 3 matches. Absolute awesome job to them. I do believe we're going to have to rehost the server. So we're going to go to a quick technical pause, and we're going to see if we can get this fixed quickly and get the stream back going. We'll be right back. All right, and we have returned. Sorry about that, everyone. Back here for game number 4 on World's Edge. It's the edge of the world as we know it. Should be getting underway in just a couple seconds here, and Legend Select shall begin. No Newcastle, no Caustic for all of those at home. And we are going to see how this new setting ends up working out for our teams. But here we go. As I had mentioned earlier, Cumberland on a back-to-back streak for wins currently. UB was our original winners for tonight, but very close has been Cat Esports. We'll check in on them briefly as they have landed towards the bottom half of the map over by the launch site, taking control of lots of weapon bins here. The energy, shotgun, light, heavy, and sniper bin, all within very close proximity. And speaking of close proximity, they also have AWPE to look out for. A team that they have run into quite a bit.
Optics here, mid-range. Makes your platform more versatile.
This play day, rather. So we'll see how it fares out for them. Meanwhile, to the middle right side of the map, we have UNK, who might be getting into a fight with Sage. They did really good match 1. They're trying to find their footing back again. While they are a duo, they have been putting up good numbers as of recent. Just need to play a little careful, a little bit more careful.
Are now available.
We're also looking for some
Peacekeeper here.
top place finishes. But back towards the bottom left side of the map, Cat Esports already in an engagement. They have found AWPE, as had mentioned earlier. Drill comes on through, doesn't find anything just yet. It's a bit of ring around the rosy being played here, as the tree is now in control of AWPE. A couple of shots being rung out.
Enemy there. Enemy. Never mind.
Nothing much to collect there. Just spot some couple more players, except it's a bamboozle. So need to be careful. We're shooting the right one here. A couple of taps in both directions. Nothing too set in stone. Ooh, big shield crack right there. So be careful. Let's AWPE can regroup very quickly here. A little bit of a strawed out battle so far. Not too much aggression being displayed, but as I say that, Alexander looking to move on in, firing off the wrecking ball, seeing if it can collect anything, but Icy is actually going to be the one who goes down first. Risky trying to aid and avenge his teammate, and that's exactly what he'll do. Going in for the heal, try and quickly reset. Catalyst wall goes on up to try and split the difference. A Sage Apex elsewhere is eliminated. It's very close, but Alexander will collect the kill, and AWPE will be eliminated. Great start for Cat Esports. As of right now, we'll head a little bit upwards as Thomas College is currently in a fight with Muskingum, as 2 players have already gone down. Plant and Zaroon Keys have both lost their life to Thomas College. And now, Muskingum are actually running towards a Bethany Bison, who have not had the best of luck during these initial games, as they have kept running into our top contenders. So this might be a chance to prove himself. You know, Thomas College has done well in these past matches. Some good damage is being put down by Braun right now. They'll exchange some shots. Gets a nice shot there, utilizing the longbow. No more shit to worry about. Cyberhounds elsewhere have been taken out. They've been doing rather well. But that will put an end to them for this match. The shots are still being exchanged between the two teams. And Thomas College are looking to rotate as the first circle is coming to a close. Back on to the bottom right part of your screen, however, UB have shown how aggressive of a team that they have been. They're currently battling it out with Oakland right now, who are actually running towards Cat Esports. And this could spell trouble for Oakland, as they are caught between two monumental titans. Firing on off, that's a big down from Dragon. Now they're caught outside the circle. Cat Esports need to rethink this as they use the Mad Maggie ult to try and regroup, but it's a lot of damage being incurred by both UB and the circle. Like that though, Oakland do get eliminated amidst the chaos, and completely cut off from the ring is Cat Esports, who are just not in a good position, and the zoning from UB is stellar. And this could spell trouble for Cat Esports if they don't have the correct amount of heals. Leave them alone to see how they fare. As we move now to the top right side of the map, where PSU is currently in a bit of an engagement with both Cumberland and the nearby Semo Ruby. During that fray, though, both Bethany and Semo Onyx have been removed. And now PSU turning around to battle it out with Cumberland, challenging the current champions. Seeing how they can potentially turn this around. They'll keep the distance game for as much as possible and play things slow. A nice shield crack right there. We move on back. Maple utilizing this Pathfinder grapple to try and get some aggression going right now. As actually they're looking to rotate instead. So we'll back up from their own devices. However, PSU are not exactly out of danger just yet, as they have the Red Hawks rotating in from the east side. However, the Red Hawks are only on whites right now. The PSU are full blue. Need to be careful if they want to keep it alive, especially between a heavy contender like PSU. Shots are being exchanged elsewhere. Not so set on the aggression just yet, but joining the fray is Kaiser, who has been spotted by Cumberland. Now this could be dangerous. That's a big shield crack right there, and Slasher is currently on reds. That might be a glitch. No, he is on reds. That's a big advantage for Cumberland. And utilizing the recon tower, that's going to be a lot of information in terms of where teams are. It's a great use of the recon legend skill set. And they're still on the coattails of Kaiser University right now. As Lions going for the arrow play, does get a slight hit. Pushing back into position is Maple, who gets a little too cocky in that scenario and is forced to go down. A Slasher and Psychic need to regroup. And they're currently cut off from their teammate, as now Kaiser, they do have the advantage, so they'll quickly look for a reset because they'll try and get that elimination and cut off any information from Maple. And now Cumberland down a man could smell a little bit of trouble. We check in on the slightly lower half, and CW have gotten to a slight battle with PSU.
Looking at an enemy. Way up there.
Getting out from their previously instated engagement. And CW have a nice position right now.
Hell yeah.
They can look over most of the spots and confirm where the rest of these teams are residing. They're mainly just playing a patience game. However, we move to the left side of the map now, and UB continuing their aggressive playstyle as they've gotten into a fight with Muskingham, who are currently trying to create distance, utilizing the face stare, utilizing the Gippy bubble. They're able to zip away just some time. Incoming artillery strike is coming on in there, but it's perfectly countered by the Watson hold. Great use of utility, great use of the threat sensor from the recon passive. He's able to pick up those huge kills through the smoke. Rotating through the ring right now. Where could they be hiding? Found you. And just like that, Dragon will be crowned kill leader with 5 kills and credit with eliminating Muskingham University. Very nice play from UB. I need to be careful because nearby is Cumberland Apex, who have begun the engagement. It's now UB looking for even more, especially Dragon. He wants a higher kill game. Moving through the smoke, trying to collect something. It's a nice shotgun hit right there. Big super boost. Now it's a battle between the door. Goes for the kick. Is being assisted by his teammate of Ched, who swings on in and collects the down. Great plays right there as Ched confirms the kill. And now there's only two members of Cumberland left alive. As Sykin and Maple going to have to clutch it on up here. Through the smoke, through the Watson fences. Needs to be careful. Lots of shotguns, shells coming through. Big flank right here. That's a big shield crash. This could be disaster. What could have been the advantage is now becoming their tomb. Maple gets it down. And now what was all on Ched. UP have been eliminated, which should have been an easy finish. Cumberland will turn the tides, and they are narrowly able to escape, but now their next target to escape, the ring. They're within pretty close of the ring, so they'll be able to rotate on carefully. In the meantime, looking at our epicenter, POI. Kaiser University have taken a high ground against NCW. They also have the previously warned Cat Esports, who were not in such a good position earlier this match, but now find themselves on full purple and in a top 10 position. Great job from them. They're just gonna look to collect a couple points here. Don't need to play for too much aggression as there's still plenty of teams left alive. Speaking of alive, UNK might not be for much longer, as Bacon Bunny is the lone man. Not a lot of options. Just crypto drone destroyed, so not a lot of information either. Is spotted by Headman, and Loper, UNK Loper, will be eliminated as Kaiser finishes them off. Now back towards the ring side of things. Cumberland have regrouped. They have recovered their teammate of Slasher, and now they want revenge from earlier against PSU. That previous fight, that Maggie ult is deployed. It's going to concuss everything. That's lots of fire on the ground, lots of disorienting stuns. That'll slow them down as PSU look to potentially rotate, or regroup rather, reset. they'll do exactly that. Behind them, however, is another fight between NCW and Semo Ruby. We're in a tough fight right now, battling amidst the smoke.
Let's displace here.
We're gonna see potential elimination here, as that's a huge down from Novak,
Contact with enemy.
taking out Pizza Goblin. That'll be a huge blow to NCW, as there's only 2 of them up now.
Making contact with enemy.
In the ring still.
Should help.
Still battling out, but over elsewhere, Cat Esports have been eliminated by Cumberland in their previous established battle. Rejoining the fray is Kaiser University and the last remaining remnants of PSU, who are currently stuck in the ring. It's not looking good, and the Red Hawks elsewhere have been eliminated. Cumberland, whilst being caught between 2 teams, are still in a nice spot to have this go in their favor, as Kaiser has set their sights over on PSU. PSU are just trying to stay alive as much as possible. Huge grenade toss right there. Kaiser looking to finish them off, and that's exactly what will happen, as Lions picks up a double kill, excuse me, and eliminating PSU. And Cumberland's going to look to reset after that. 4 squads remain as we approach the last few rotations of this ring. Cumberland looking to finish off Kaiser right here. Smoke is deployed. Slasher is pressing the advantage. Trying to regroup is Maple as well. Sykin gets a huge down right there. Might be able to collect the last remaining players. Bouncing around the Gibby Bubble. Deploying the Mad Maggie Wrecking Ball. And just like that, Kaiser swiftly dealt with, along with NCW also perishing amidst the chaos. And all of a sudden, it's between Cumberland, and Semo Ruby, who haven't had too much success, but have found themselves in the top spots before. However, the overwhelming force of Cumberland currently at 2 downs and only 1 man alive, and Cumberland will put 3 in a row and will be crowned your Apex champions once again.
We have our Apex champions.
And you gotta ask the question, is there anything that could stop this team? They've been on an absolute slaying fest, as out of the 4 matches played, 3 of them have resulted in first place finishes. If we go to the match summary, Cumberland finishing with 15, another high kill game for them once again. Second place will go to Semo Ruby, with NCW in 3rd. Kaiser coming up with 4th, and PSU ending in 5th. Absolutely massive stats right there. We're going to cut it back to another short break as we get ready for match number 5. And we'll confirm our bans, and we'll be back rather shortly. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go with map number 5. Game 5. Same map, new game. Apologies. Well, that's 4 straight wins for Cumberland. They are definitely the team to beat thus far. Gonna see if we can change anything up here. As we now have new legend bands, we have no Newcastle, no Caustic, no Altar, and no Ash available for play. So we'll see how that affects our teams as they re-engage their strategies and move on to the next match. I keep saying it. I'll get it. I'll get it one day, chat. I will get it. Just like that, everybody calmly to their own device. I say that, but on the left side of your map, you already have an engagement between Muskingum and Bethany is already down 2 people.
Level 3.
With more shots being thrown towards Shiroko. Now a chase, and Muskingum hot on the heels. Want this early pick, trying to escape via the tower, barely escaping. No, you could have made it. You could have made it. Shirok is just gonna keep on running, healing up using the Doc Drone. This is quite the chase. Muskingum want this, and they want it bad. I don't blame them. It'll quite literally be the one that got away. We got a couple of hits using the Mozambique. Recharging, and just like that, Bethany will have an unfortunate rapid exit. As Muskingum will take first blood.
That is an upgrade.
Now, with that though, you see another engagement on the bottom right of your screen. You have Oakland going up against Semo Onyx right now. As one down does go in Oakland's favor. So it's a nice start, but they need to keep it going. It's 30-30 shots from the rooftops are being sent their way. A little bit of danger now, trying to get their teammate back into safety. With not a lot of health remaining. Need to be wary, as any rotate could catch them off right there, and that's exactly what's going to happen. As Bruto is moving up the stairs and try and catch them off with the flank. Still unable to recover their teammate. So it's just a 2v3 as of right now. We'll move on in. Finally, for their teammate, and it's back to a 3-on-3. Oakland, surprised they haven't pressed the advantage off of the down. But now they'll reset and see how they fare later. Meanwhile, back into the middle of the city, over towards Harvester, Cat Esports currently in a fight between NCW, and they have collected a down. Currently still running back and forth. Icy is able to finish off the kill. And now there's only 2 up left for NCW.
Put this way.
Nearby, though, is the team of Thomas College, who might look to get their hands on a little piece of the action between Cat Esports and NCW, as they have re-engaged, utilizing the Rolling Thunder to keep them indoors and keep this fight close. Goes on in, Nothing spotted just yet through the door. Does get to confirm the down. But now it's just one up at the top of the ramp. It's Pizza Goblin, who's on no shields. It's just looking to try and outpace the impending doom of Cat Esports.
Back over there.
They're currently running it down as more shots being shot on out, and simultaneously, Semo Onyx and NCW will be eliminated. Great start from our teams. As we move up to the top half of the map, PSU has gone into a fray with our champions, Cumberland. Our Sycan is currently down, and so is Maple. We could see a change of pace here as it's all on Slasher up against 3 members of PSU. This could be a tough one. A Spitfire and a PK and a Dream. Try and make something happen as they rotate out. And PSU just gonna look for this reset, while the rest of Cumberland try to recover. Meanwhile, checking back in towards the right side of the map, we do have UB, who have spotted UNK. I'm getting into a little bit of a exchange. This exchange, however, involving bullets. It seems UB are exchanging a couple more than the other team, and Dirty Stona, along with Dragon, looking to get nice plays right here. Big down from Dragon, confirming the kill, locking down the area. That's an easy finish right there. Reconvening though, they need to be careful as they play around. Stinger bolts are going to hinder the movement and give away a lot of information. Lands the shots, but no down can be picked up. That's all on Salsa, who's just trying to run away. He wants to be spared. He'll do exactly that. And he'll run and live to tell a tale at a later time. Coming on in towards the ring side of things, though, Muskingum has engaged with Semo Ruby, who has gone down. Is Zealous. Now the advantage is being pressed by Muskingum. The Rolling Thunder might slow things down for them instead of working for them. A couple of shots being run on out. Poor opportune time to reload there. As Zaroon will go down. It's all on Plant and Mud. We need to try and make something happen. Ooh, nice revive spawn, but I think they got shoved just a little bit. There we go. Try that again. And the revive will be successful. Good recovery right there. Checking in on Semo Ruby. While they are low on HP, they do have a little bit of advantage in this fight.
Ultimate accelerant here.
As they've somehow walked right past. They've passed Muskingum. Now they're over towards the middle of Thermal Station. They might incur another team if they're not careful. That team being AWPE. They'll need to play carefully. It's still far out. Not much to be collected here. So we'll check in on them a little bit later. Meanwhile, Cumberland have made a full recovery and are currently on track to taking out PSU.
Care package over there.
And that's a big down right there. That's definitely not something you want to see if you...
Max level. Gee, I'm the best.
I've chosen
The ability for Cumberland to make a full recovery despite what had happened earlier in the match was absolutely crazy, as now they're on almost full purple. The Sykin just needs a couple more points and he'll be able to join his squad in full purple. And what's this? The last remaining member of the Cyberhounds sneakily getting a kill onto Maple and falling on right back. A little bit of hit and run tactics. I'm honestly shocked. And now Cumberland needs to waste time by playing in the Storm Circle. That's Fortnite. Wrong Battle Royale. In any case, though, Maple just might be able to survive. It's gonna be close. Should be able to get the heal off, and he will. Now, will they be able to recover? And who else to recover but UB, who are also caught outside of the circle right now. And the last remaining member of the Cyberhounds is also caught, trying to dodge as much as possible. We'll get out of trouble just a little bit. Still taking fire. UB still fooling around in the storm along with Cumberland. Just narrowly make it. UB, though, running out of heals and running out of options, need to join the fight. As now we have the two members from Oakland coming up to a rotating UB as well. Need to be extra careful. Arrows are deployed. Now it's a fight between Cumberland and the Redhawks. Cumberland is putting down some good long-range damage. Hasn't been able to confirm anything just yet. But what's this? Over on the right side, UB is pushing the advantage onto Oakland.
Let's go there.
Oakland don't know whether to run or to stand and fight, and they'll choose fight, and that might be the poor choice as they go on down. Puts up to Bruto. The last remaining member of Oakland can't run away in time, and that will be an elimination. And UB will pick up another name. UNK elsewhere is also eliminated amongst the chaos. And over on the top side of your map, Cumberland are still fighting PSU, and they have eliminated one member. So that's definitely going to hurt as they fight against the circle once again. And UB is going to run into the Redhawks once again. And somehow, Jordan is still alive. Might have spoken too soon, however. Yep, unfortunately dies to the ring. And that'll be it for the Cyberhounds. Now it's a huge mumble jumble of nonsense currently as the ring still closing and 4 teams just fighting on the edge of the ring right now as the Cyberhawks are only down to 1. They're trying to pick up some kind of fight. UB is eliminated amongst the chaos, and the Redhawks are also eliminated by PSU. This could also spell danger for Cumberland as it's only Sykin who's alive.
Enemy spotted. On your feet.
Daze is also the last remaining member of PSU, so it's currently a 1v1, has converted into a 1v2 as Slasher is able to return to his feet. Phoenix Kit in hand, that'll put him back up to full health. Looking for the revive, good teleport to try and rotate and reset as close as possible, but he rotates in the wrong position. Whether or not that gives it away, that should be enough time for them to reset. Yes, he will be able to get away with the revive. Through the Wraith portal, though, a little bit of portal nonsense. It's all good. Because now I believe they're taking fire from the thermal station from Semo Ruby.
Hostile close.
Target over here. I see somebody. Let's go over there.
We're in a tough situation right now. Find the contents of a care package, but they're just putting down long-range shots. Cumberland have been able to rotate towards the north side of the map, but over on the south side, though, we still have Cat Esports who are closing in on the final member, or excuse me, the full members of AWPE. They are inching ever so closer and trying to look for an elimination as quickly as possible. The arrow is deployed by Lime Jello. Some info from Sun. It's looking grim though. He does get the stick off utilizing the Arc Star. It is close. AWP with only one remaining member is spotted in the bathroom cubby, but not a lot of health, and the burn damage is too much. And both AWPE and Cat Esports are eliminated. PSU are able to sneak in the extra damage and take them out. All of a sudden, it's only 5 squads left over towards the north side of the map. Muskingum University are in a nice position, but it's going to be contested by Cumberland, who are over on the bottom half. Moving in is Maple, who gets a very nice shield crack right there. He's trying to press the advantage, utilizing the R99. Not a lot of ammunition, and he does end up going down by the rotating Kaiser University. You also have Semo introducing themselves into the fight, and it's a 3-way brawl between these teams as Novak is trying to provide cover for the revive, but it can't happen. There's multiple grenades being exchanged, and now over on the side, Kaiser have ultimately rotated entirely, and Muskingum only have one remaining member against this, and Muskingum is going to end up going down. Cumberland is able to recover somehow, like it could have been a grim end. They will look for the reset as Semo rotates further away from the circle, possibly in anticipation to catch out Kaiser, but Kaiser ends up getting caught by PSU, who is down a member. They need to play careful, as points here could be the difference maker. You still have the top contenders of Cumberland in the match, so you need to be wary as much as possible. Kaiser, though, are utilizing all of their ults to try and make an aggressive push happen. They move on in, grenades being tossed, ultimates being popped. Who will come out on top? Nobody knows. PSU in this fortified position, grenades being deployed. Lots of group being deployed. Try and slow down the advance. There's not many options to be had here, as Semo is currently within the middle of the map and is now being pressured by Cumberland. We'll swing on in. Maple with a nice, nearly gets the full 1 mag. Ends up trading it off right there. Cumberland, though, down to 1 remaining member. Gets the kill either way, and Semo Ruby are eliminated. Only 3 squads left, and it's still a fight between PSU and the last remaining members of Kaiser. 1 down will go in the way of Kaiser, and it's all on Verizon to clutch it up for PSU Apex. They're spotted out. They're taking long-range shots by Cumberland as well. Lots of grenades being deployed. And they're going to try and push this advantage as soon as they get a quick little reset. It's only Vaz who's on the top half of the building. Not able to make it happen. He's trying his best, but it's too much. It's overwhelming. PSU will be eliminated, and it's a familiar fight between Cumberland and Kaiser. Who will come out on top? Rolling Thunder, artillery strikes, striking all around the building. As Maple is looking for some kind of an opening to try and attack this. He'll come towards the back end. Sykin does go down, so now it's a 2v2. Slasher moving on in. He'll collect them all with the LMG. And Cumberland, absolutely incredible. 5 wins in a row.
We have our Apex champions.
Genuinely unbelievable, this team right here. They have proven to be unstoppable. They're chewing through the competition. And just like that, we go to your next round summary. And 13 kills for Cumberland. I said 5. I meant 4. My apologies. That's their 4th win in a row. Cumberland just absolute demons on the server, collecting a combined total of 63 kills, and we still have another match. That's just their winning match. We still had the 14 from earlier. 77 kills, and there's still one more match to go. Can they collect the 5th one? We'll find out as soon as we get our final match of the night underway, and we'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, for the final time tonight, match number 6 will be going underway. We've reached that point in the night where the final map is played. However, it is safe to say, if you are a Cumberland fan, you have safely won this game. Four wins in a row, potentially 5, depending on how this match goes, is definitely something exciting, definitely something to be proud of. All the rest of our teams have played an absolutely wonderful batch of Apex, but it just seems that Cumberland wants it more. But here we go. Last drop of the night. We'll see how it goes. As we'll go ahead and check in for our teams. Let's go ahead and look over at Kaiser. They've been doing rather well. They've had high positioning in the last few matches, and they haven't really played a bad match of Apex either. Currently in the somewhat middle in the Lava Siphon POI. They'll look to gear up as quickly as possible. And speaking of gear, I believe Muskingum have potentially spotted Bethany Bison. Haven't had the biggest lap of success tonight, but have still been top contenders despite what you may see.
Enemy over there.
Muskingum, though, are now aware of their positioning and might go look for these kills. Smoke deployed. And here we go. Pressing the advantage now is Muskingum.
Upgrades locked.
Which
and
way we're
loaded.
gonna go? Oh, that Evo Cache is going to do wonders. Bethany, though, is kind of running for the hills. So we'll let them play their game of cat and mouse. Meanwhile, though, we check into the right side of the map, and UB are in a fight, and they've already taken out UNK. Just like that, that's a quick bite of the dust. And I'll be able to quickly reset. As now we head to the lower part of the map. Semo Onyx is currently in a fight against Oakland right now.
Laser sight here. Level 3.
Elsewhere, Bethany does get eliminated.
Making contact with enemy.
Rudo is incurring a lot of damage. Be careful. That's a huge down by Trene. Absolutely massive down right there. That could be the difference maker. Fortunately, his teammate goes down. He's low on shields as well.
The enemy is here.
On the coattails right now are the players of Semo. Need to play carefully. He picks up another down. Going for the reset, and now UB are here all of a sudden. They want a piece of the action as well. Another down coming in for Ched. Now playing games on the ropes. We've all been here once before. Ched drops down after being shield broken. Dragon just playing with his food right now. As he backs on up. And they seem to have trapped the players in the elevators. No, you hate to see it. There's only one surviving member. Semo needs to play carefully, and there's not much they can do. Semo Onyx will be eliminated along with... No? Hold on. Please hold. Oakland have only lost one member. They're still in this. Where did they run off to? Ah, here they are. They are going to try and rotate, potentially recover their teammate, and see if we can check back with them later. Now headed back towards the middle of things, we do have Kaiser, who has spotted the Red Hawks right now, exchanging blows, utilizing their sniper fire. Gibby Bubble and the artillery strike coming on in. It's not as effective as they had hopefully wanted it, but that's a huge, huge headshot from Headman as he throws an artillery strike of his own into the fray. The Rolling Thunder also being approached by Wild Wings should change things up a bit. And that's a huge crack right there. Two big cracks. Goes for the down, gets the down, gets an assist from Headman. And that'll be the finish. Now they're being confronted by Thomas College. Oh wait, excuse me? Hold on. I'm looking at the wrong one. I apologize, chat. The Red Hawks only have one remaining player. As Kaiser get a nice fight from that engagement, and now it's all on DeWalterd to try and recover. It's definitely going to be tough as now that the teammates are nearby. But we'll have to check in on them in a little bit. As finally, Sage Apex have a third. We might see them place higher on the board tonight. They're swiftly tiptoeing near PSU and the Cyberhounds. I need to play carefully, or else it might spell certain doom. We could see an incursion happen right now between PSU and Sage Apex. And now the shots are fired. PSU does get a little bit of a dink. Good for more. Couple of shots firing off. Mostly just going to keep this a long range going. Changing shots right now, keeping their distance. Daze wants to get in there though. He spots one of the players on top of this rock formation. That's a big one mag. Huge down for Daze. And ISO will end up getting taken out. Nearly another one mag. For Daze, he's looking for that second kill. Gets two, looking for the third now. Only one man up, and Sage Apex, despite procuring another teammate, will fall just the same way. And now over in the middle, Cumberland, the champions of tonight, currently in a fisticuffs between the Cyberhounds and potentially the long-range shots of Kaiser. They've proved that they can get out of these situations before. They've proved that they're able to isolate their fights and prove that they can come out on top. Rotating on towards the middle. They need to stay focused, as they could potentially close this out very quickly. And they're firing shots over towards the Cyberhounds. And for the revive, I miss the Mirage alone. Invisibility, it's not enough as Jordan's removed once again. And Maple also being taken out. It's only two men left for Apex up again, or excuse me, left for Cumberland, rather. As we do have the inbound teams of PSU, he might come to collect. The Cyberhounds have been able to recover, and just like that, PSU are getting involved with their rivals of Cumberland. He's able to land a couple of shots, but nothing that will stick. Breaks his shield, but gets broken in the turn. Apex of PSU nearly down to 2 members, but finally they're able to put an end to it, and Cumberland has been eliminated. 4 in a row is where it'll stop. Amazing job to PSU to finally dethrone the Kings. And now they're in a great spot to potentially make this their game. Over in the middle now, NCW. It's not looking good as they're currently sandwiched between UB and Kaiser. The final member of Velez, just trying to survive, looking for any sort of advantage, and he won't be able to find it as Ched takes him out.
Contact with hostile.
And UB full purple now, as they have full control of this ring. Coming in now, on the top half of the map, you do see PSU rotating towards Kaiser. It's going to be a close fight now, as Kaiser's actually been caught by surprise. They weren't exactly expecting PSU's presence. Rolling Thunder is deployed. So stay careful, the Mad Maggie Wrecking Ball does come on out and makes things a little dicier. Trying to land the shots as best as possible. Does get one down, looking for a second. Waffle does get 2. Needs to find the last one, and they will, as Kaiser is eliminated and PSU collect another name. However, not a lot of time to rest, as UB is now aware of their position and wants a piece of it.
Ultimate accelerant here.
They're rotating on in. Portal is set up. Hit and run tactics are going to be very dangerous here, as it's a big shield crack from Dragon. They're going to end up pushing up. Grenades coming on in, making their fortress their tomb, trying to limit their options as much as possible. Our battle takes us to the roof, as now it's an exchanging of blows, utilizing the Peacekeeper. to back up his dirtiest donut as they're still looking to exchange blows. Nothing solid just yet. Both teams still have their full three-mans. More shield damage being incurred, but not enough for a down. Whilst an ult does get deployed in case of any regrouping of grenades. Now, it's not much to think about as the Wrecking Ball comes on in, but I believe it was zapped. Now, Awful Guys needs to back up and try and regroup. The PSU, who originally thought they had the advantage, are now on the back foot as UB has the high ground, has the weapon power. Needs to be careful. Is caught in a rock between a hard place, especially with this altar wall up, limiting the options of what is possible. Dirtiest Donut, though, does end up going down as Shed is looking to move on in. Revive, utilizing the drone. Trying to fight on out. Their teammate does end up going down, but Dragon's able to get the down instead. And PSU still holding on for dear life as Days narrowly dodging the shots of UB. He collects one kill, but he's running right towards Oakland City and needs to be careful. UB need a reset, and they need it fast. Amidst the chaos, we did see the fall of the Cyberhounds, AWP, and AWP, yes. They have been eliminated for the final time tonight. And now as we look towards the right side of your map, you see Cat Esports, who are down a man, but are looking to collapse on this final member of PSU. As Days, limited options, very solid headshot though. Incurs some shield damage and is now contested between multiple teams. PSU running out of options and now caught in the open. It's too much to deal with, and finally they'll go down as Cat Esports are able to collect up on their position, and UB are now keeping the fight going, just toying with him. Dragon, you can't do that. You can't. Just fooling around now. And that might not have been the play, as you should not underestimate Muskingum. They've had some tough challenges before, and they prove that they can prevail. And all of a sudden, UB have retreated despite the vote of confidence. And just like that, the tide turns once again as Shed gets a huge down and the confirm. A down goes back towards Muskingum's favor, and Dragon goes down. Shed also goes down, and it's all up to Dirtiest Donut. It's a 1v2 now. It's a big down right there. One-on-one fight. Running low on shields, but the Watson Conduit is able to keep them alive. Going for the res now. He gets off. He accidentally falls. Plant tries to go for the res once again, and it'll be exchange of healing. As now, Donut is able to revive his teammate underneath the overpass, fighting as much as possible. But now it's the third party. Cat Esports have caught on, and Muskingum has been eliminated. UB are also in a bad spot here, as Cat Esports are denying any sort of options. And just like that, Cat Esports finally giving it to their rivals, and UB will be eliminated. It's now down to 4 squads. Thomas College, the Red Hawks. We also have Oakland City, and finally, the one to rule them all, Cat Esports. 3 teams that we have not seen enough of have made it to the Final 4. And we'll have to see how they come out on top. They're even able to reclaim their teammate of Icy. Absolutely huge change of pace and massive change of fortune. So now we're going to see how these teams complete. Everyone is full no solo squads. However, the new member of Oakland is taking some fire after being respawned.
Season.
And now that the Hawks have given away their position, Thomas College is now aware. Now it's a full fight here. 4 squads, 12 men alive. This could be an all-out battle as the round 5 circle only has 30 seconds left on it. And now it's CAT Esports to make the initial engagement. They'll find one. They're looking for the second one. They find the finish. They'll get the second down. And now the Red Hawks, despite the positioning, have been eliminated. 3 squads left. Thomas College firing off through the Gibby Shield.
Let's go over there.
Hostile right here.
CAT Esports with a great position. Lots of high ground, but need to give it up as the circle is still closing as we head into the final round of tonight. Oakland are also looking to try and join in when possible. Any sort of chip damage, they've already claimed high pointage for getting this far into the match.
Contact with
But
target.
everybody wants their hands on the 12-pointer.
Let's go that way.
CAT Esports in an influential position, along with Thomas Esports in an even better position, arguably. A couple of shots ringing out. Nice shield damage being put down range. That'll slow down the advance of Thomas College, and Oakland is just going to keep their distance for as much as possible. A couple of shots running on in. Bunker Buster is deployed, isn't going to land on its intended target, but all of a sudden Risky is taken down, and Icy very low on HP. He is able to rise to his feet.
Hostile right here, right in front of
It
me.
looked rather scary for CAT Esports right there. The final circle is now closing. It all comes down to this. Thomas College still in an influential position. They are firing it off. They are not wanting to relinquish, but they're going to have to soon as they are running out of space from the circle. Players of Oakland have been spotted, and that's a down going to the way of the Cats. Thomas College picking up on the last few bits of damage. Lorax is in a bit of trouble right now.
Level 3.
The Cats are directly on top. We need to play carefully because they've been in this spot before, and that's how they had lost it previously. It's now up. CAT Esports, one remaining member of Oakland, and the final trio of Thomas College. Catalyst Wall goes up and cuts down the line of sights. It's now just between the players. They're getting a lot of chip damage, lots of shield damage, but Thomas College is eliminated by a flank. And now it's all on Bruto, who can't make it happen. And CAT Esports are your final champions of the night.
We have our Apex champions.
What a night it has been. Finally, the Kings were dethroned.